Welcome back, boys and girls. And today I want to talk about my favorite and most used tree stand. It's a climbing tree stand. I've used that thing probably over 15 years now, and I went from public land to wildlife reservation hunt to private land, and even just get up in your shoulder and go. It gives you total freedom. Now, I'm not gonna show you the whole process of how to use it because if you go to their website, they have a very good video that shows how to use it and the safety of it. But I'm also going to give you practical tips that I learned by using them. I have two Summit climbing tree stand. That's mine. That's my son's Joseph. Now, Summit Viper is what I have. They're lightweight. They're about 22, 23 pounds. They're very comfortable. And I had mine at least for about 12, 13 years. Even though you have freedom to go anywhere you want with a climbing tree, you need to pre-scout. Find the location that you like to hunt, and then find a very healthy straight up tree, and you need to mark it. Either you could use a marking tape or reflective pin, but some of the hunting areas like wildlife reservation, they don't allow you to put any kind of artificial markers on it. So in those kind of cases, I always use my app in my cell phone. I use Hunt Stand app, and you could locate the spot that you like. And instead of putting artificial markers on it, I'll usually get two branches on the ground and put it against the tree in a V shape, so I know which tree I want to climb. Now, when you pick a tree, make sure it is the right thickness and it is straight up without any branches up to the height that you want it to be, and it's got a green leaf on top to make sure it's a healthy tree. You have to have a good eye to find a game trail where the deer's been moving. And a lot of times hunters make a mistake, especially beginners, will set up a tree stand right on the path, thinking that's the best spot. Well, I used to do it too. The problem is I got busted quite often because deers tends to look up and down as they're moving. And if they see any kind of movement, they would stop and then they'll try to locate you. So instead of putting it on the trail, you want to put it about 20 yards away from the trail. So when the deer comes, it will come on side from you and you won't get busted. Not only that, when it passes you, you could call them and have them stop, giving you the broadside shot. Matt. I don't know about you, but for me, there are many times I go up in the tree stand and I thought what I thought to be a perfect spot, and I don't see any movement. Instead, I see deer movement maybe about 150 or 200 yards away where I can't get a shot. Well, that's not a problem. With a climbing tree, when the hunt is over, before I come out of the woods, I would actually spot the area and walk over there and mark the tree that I want it to be and put in my hunt stand app and then go back into that spot on the next hunt and climb tree, and sure enough, I score.
About 5 minutes ago, I saw that single deer in the brush. Never gave me a shot. And now it's 10:20, and I see another deer crossing from a distance. In the brush, I couldn't shoot them, but they're definitely moving right now.
In my opinion, if you want to hunt whitetails, tree stand is must. First couple of years when I started hunting back in 2005 or 2006, I was shooting 1 or 2 deer per year, even though I hunted very hard. And then I got into tree stand, a climbing tree stand, and I was filling up my tags. That's 6 deer per year. And few years when I needed more venison, I actually bought a bonus tag and shot more than 6 deer. And I'm telling you, man, this really works. Okay, this is how I carry it. If you look at it, I just have a small bag because when you climb up the tree, you don't want to have a big backpack. And you make sure you gotta have that line with you. That's your lifeline. If you look at it right there, the plastic hook, That's actually holds your boots so you could lift up the bottom part of the tree stand. And you gotta make sure you adjust that with your hunting boots on, because if you adjust it with a regular sneakers on, and that's gonna be too small for you. And trying to adjust this in the woods becomes very difficult. So make sure you adjust it with your boots on. I cannot overemphasize the safety harness. Now this is your lifeline. You gotta have this on with you when you climb the tree. And if you happen to fall this way, I'll hold you up. Anyway, now try to put this on in the dark when you're in the hunting ground. It's not easy, so I usually like to have it on when I'm in my garage and just drive it with it on. So put it on like this. And put your waist secure. And now, in the field, you have to do this, but I don't want to drag this thing around, so I usually like to just have it wrapped around once. And just tie it in the front, like so. Just leave it like that. And one thing you have to make sure is that you want to have the line that goes into your lifeline, you want to have that in the front. And then put your jacket on. So when you open the tree stand, if this is inside your jacket, it gets very hectic. So just having it out in the front, that way you can just hook it up and you'll be fine. Lifeline connector should be in the front, as I mentioned. And you want to put this in the jacket. And let's just imagine we're in the woods. Now when you put this tree stand on your back, get up, and you want to pull the strap down as tight as you can. That way, this stuff will not get caught going up and down. So you want to have it tight, and you could carry a gun in the front. All right, let's see what I have in this small package. I open the zipper in the back. I got 2 Ziploc in 2. All right, let's see what I have in this small pack. Open the back zipper. I got 2 Ziploc that's in gallon size, and I have some paper towel. In the front, zip it open. I got 2 pairs of latex gloves. And in the front pocket, I have extra flashlight and some Band-Aid. And in here, I got 1 power bar, bottle of water, hook knife, my hunting knife, and steel drag rope. So in this small package, I have everything I need for a day hunt. Now when you get to your tree, this is when you take this off, and then just buckle up to your legs. And pull it down, not too tight. That's about good. Do the same on the other side, and you're ready to climb. You also gotta make sure that there is snapped in really well, because if that comes loose up here, then this is gonna drop. And you gotta check your wire, make sure there's no breakage in the wire. I mean the rubber cover, yeah, but make sure your wire is in a good condition. Now one thing you have to keep in mind is that it's better to have the front even lower than higher, because if you lift this up, it will drop, and that could be chaotic. So you want to make sure you have a weight in the front at all times for both lower and the upper piece. You gotta have a line to hoist up your weapon, whether it's a crossbow or bow or rifle. I like to have this around between the scope so that there's no chance of having it fall off of me. And just lay the rifle down. And this line really should be tied up at one corner of the armrest, like over here. So it won't bother you when you're climbing up. And when you're hoisting it up, you can hoist it from the front. And you also want to have your backpack here tied up just like so. That way, everything's going up with you. Once you open the tree, first thing you gotta do is you gotta connect your safety harness to your lifeline. As I mentioned, just have this out in the front, it'll be easier. Hook it up and you're good. And at this point, if you don't like the direction that you're looking at, you could very carefully, with your line hooked up, you could change directions that you want. Or the other way. Now once you open your tree, when you pull your rifle up or other weapon up, you want to do it in the front. That way, when you're pulling it up, you won't have your rifle banging on the tree beneath you. At first I tried to put it on the side, I feel it's easier, but then I found it banging on the tree. So you want to do it on the front, that way it's safe. They also said this accessory here, this is to raise your gun rest. So I really love this thing. If I need to, this will give me the height so that I could have a very stable shot. This kind of tree stand is not good for bow and arrow, but for crossbow, it's perfect. Again, I could cock my crossbow from a tree stand. Just do this. Put my butt in there. Just hold both sides, and then just pull, and that's all it takes. And lastly, like always, thank God for what you have. Enjoy your life with what you got, but mostly sit up high and you can see all the movements. See you.